the music that we choose. It's 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 the music that we choose.
Hey guys, remember like 150 years ago when we won the Civil War? Well, after we won the war, blacks were now released from slavery. They now had the right to citizenship, and they also had the right to vote despite skin color. Yay! The Plessy versus Ferguson decision made it so that the whites and the blacks were separate but equal, thus finally satisfying the beginning of the Declaration of Independence. All men are created equal. This at first sounded like a good idea, but then, dun dun dun, turns out they weren't. The colored people realized that being segregated was not equal at all. Colored kids had to walk miles further to go to a colored school than the white kids that had white schools on pretty much every block. Not only that, but many of the white Southern folk were still butthurt about not winning the war, so they made things as hard as they could for the colored folk. What was originally a good idea eventually became a really bad thing. So in 1954, a man named Oliver Brown brought this to the attention of the Supreme Court. He wanted to reverse the Plessy versus Ferguson decision. He explained that being separate automatically makes them unequal. He stated how it was obvious that the African American children weren't getting a quality education. At the time, there were two different school systems, one for blacks and one for whites. They found that the white schools were getting more funding than the black ones, putting them at a disadvantage. Segregation in school was unequal and unconstitutional. Also, having segregated schools made things much more difficult for the black children attending. Linda Brown, an 8-year-old black child, had to cross Topeka, Kansas to attend grade school. However, her white friends were able to attend classes at a public school just blocks away. After the Brown versus Board case, the Supreme Court decided that separate but equal from Plessy versus Ferguson case was actually quite unequal. The states were also told to integrate the schools. Not only that, but it also stated that segregation by government law was a violation. Many of the southern states resisted this decision. They would rather close down many schools than integrate it. It sparked the inspiration to desegregate other public-private places besides just schools, which leads us to today, where it is mostly unsegregated.